Okay, so today is the day. It's about 9 a.m. and I am heading to my OB for my first perinatal appointment. So I'm really nervous. Most of you guys watching this probably found me through my last pregnancy update, which didn't last very long because I unfortunately had a miscarriage in that pregnancy. And I miscarried around this same time. The baby had stopped developing at about 6 weeks, but it was a missed miscarriage, so I ended up miscarrying between 7 and 8 weeks. I am 7 weeks today with this pregnancy, and I asked my doctor if I could come in sooner rather than later because I just, you know, if it's not good news again, I want to make sure that I can catch it early and all of that. We're actually, Dan and I are supposed to be going on vacation, just the two of us, next week. And so that was the other reason I wanted to do it this week. If it was bad news, I didn't want to get that bad news right before we were supposed to go on our vacation, because if I end up having to take the medication for a miscarriage again, I want to be able to kind of have it done so that I can still go on vacation if I would even want to go on vacation. I'm feeling a lot of emotions today. I am really nervous. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it if it's bad news again. I don't know if I'm going to even want to keep trying if it's bad news again. I'm also really nauseous, and I can't tell if that's nausea from the pregnancy or if it's nausea from nerves, but I am feeling really nauseous. So I'm hoping that's a good sign. I don't know. I'm so nervous to get bad news again. And I don't really know how I'm gonna handle it if we get bad news again. So I have about a 20-minute drive to my OB's appointment or office. My husband is meeting me there. So I will update you guys once we know a little bit more. Wish me luck, give me good prayers, good vibes. I really hope that this is good news. So we just got out of the doctor's appointment and it's actually sticking. I'm so excited. We saw the heartbeat and the doctor said everything looks perfect and fine. The heartbeat was at 124 beats per minute. They said anything at this point over 110 is good news. So we're actually going back in 2 weeks. The doctor gave me the option if I wanted to go back in 4 weeks or 2 weeks, just, you know, for my own peace of mind. So we're going back in 2 weeks, the day before Thanksgiving, just to double check, reconfirm everything. At that point, he said the heartbeat should be even higher and it's gonna be a lot more clear and easy to get a good picture of the baby, because at this point, you can't really see, but it's basically just a blur on the screen. But I'm so excited and I'm just so thankful, and I'm still like not totally letting it sink in because I feel like I'm not gonna feel really good about things until I'm officially out of the first trimester. But this is a start, and this is way farther than we got with the last pregnancy before I miscarried. So I'm really excited. So I'll do a sit down with you guys when I get home in a little bit and kind of walk through symptoms that I've been having and just how I've been feeling overall. So I'll see you guys in just a little while. Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since that last clip that you just saw, but I am so excited to say that we are officially pregnant. I think this time it's sticking, and I just couldn't be more thrilled. So I am actually 9 weeks today, and a little backstory. So the reason that it took me 2 weeks to be able to come back and film the rest of this video is because holy nausea, I was just like kicked on my butt. Like, it was so weird. Like, immediately after we had our first ultrasound at 7 weeks. I was 7 weeks to the day when we had the ultrasound. I went home that day and I have never felt more nauseous in my entire life. All of week 7 was like the absolute worst. It's progressively gotten a little bit better week over week since then. And like this week, going into week 9, I feel like I've had longer spans of time throughout the day where I don't feel nauseous. But it's still like I wake up every single morning, I am immediately like feeling sick as soon as I open my eyes in the morning. I'm usually feeling nauseous for the first like 2 or 3 hours that I'm awake, and then it'll go away for a little while. It'll come back probably around like 11 a.m., last for another couple of hours, and then I usually have my longest stretch of like feeling good in like late afternoon, early evening. But then it seems like every day around probably like 5 o'clock, that's when it kicks in again, and I'm usually nauseous until I go to sleep. So way different than my previous pregnancy with my daughter Charlotte. I was like not sick at all with that pregnancy. I'm realizing through so many things just like how lucky I was for that pregnancy. It was like absolutely seamless. It was super healthy pregnancy. There were never any scares. Like it was easy for us to get pregnant, and going through this whole experience of trying for a really long time, having a chemical pregnancy, and then having a miscarriage, and just like having all of these things, it's really opened my eyes to see that, wow, I had it like really, really easy my first pregnancy. But yeah, with Charlotte, I was like not nauseous at all. Like I got nauseous for about 1 week at 12 weeks. And I was nauseous from about 12 weeks to week 13 when I went into the second trimester. And that was it. So this pregnancy has been so different. The two biggest like things that I'm feeling overall are just nausea. I feel sick all the time, and the exhaustion. But it's funny about the exhaustion because I don't feel like I'm as exhausted with this pregnancy as I was with my daughter Charlotte. And honestly, I think it's because like I've just gotten used to going through life feeling really tired. Like I have a toddler running around that I have to deal with. I work full time. Like this time around, I don't have time to feel exhausted, so I just kind of like force myself to get through the day and like not really think about how exhausted I feel. So I feel like it hasn't really impacted me as much as it did in my first pregnancy. So yeah, let's see. We'll talk about the 2-week wait with this pregnancy. Again, it was like way different than my last one. So even with that pregnancy, the 2-week wait symptoms were really different. I think the biggest thing with this one is that I had like 0 2-week wait symptoms. Like I was convinced I was not pregnant this time around. Like so we had our miscarriage. I had like the cycle immediately after the miscarriage that basically counts as a period. And then the following cycle is when we started trying again, and that's when we got pregnant. And I was just like totally convinced I wasn't pregnant. Like I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel anything. And I just was like, there's no way. Like there's no way we're gonna get that lucky where we like just come off of a miscarriage and now we're getting pregnant. But I decided to take a pregnancy test super early. I took it 8 DPO, so 8 days past ovulation. And I literally took it because I was like, whatever. I know it's gonna be negative, but I just don't wanna wait. I just wanna like give in to my temptations of wanting to take a pregnancy test. So I took one of those super cheapy ones that you can buy like a pack of 100 off Amazon for like $12. So I took one of those in the evening. It wasn't even my first morning urine, which is typically like the strongest HCG that you can get. I took it in the evening. I left it on my counter in the bathroom, like again, not thinking at all that it was gonna come back positive. A, because I didn't feel pregnant, and B, because it was way too early. I was like, there's no way, I'm just like doing this to be silly. And then I came back into the bathroom probably like 30 minutes later and saw it, and it was like a very, very clear line. And I was shocked absolutely shocked. I told my husband right away, I cannot keep a secret from him. I've always wanted to do like the surprise, we're pregnant, like totally surprise him, but I have never been able to do it because I just can't keep a secret. So he was in our bedroom and I said, hey babe, can you come here and look at this? And so he walks in and I'm like, look at that. And I like point down to the test and he looks at it and we just both started bawling. I'm gonna get emotional thinking about it right now because it just felt like I think we both had this feeling of like, I think this is it. Like, I think this is the one, it's gonna last, like we're gonna do it. The whole next, 4 weeks leading up to 5 weeks, leading up to your first ultrasound is way worse than the 2-week wait. I'll tell you that, especially if you're coming off of a miscarriage, because everything is just terrifying. Like, I didn't go a moment without thinking, oh, I'm so excited I'm pregnant. Oh, but don't get excited because this one's probably not gonna work out either. So that was just like constantly my emotions going through those next 5 weeks. I actually had an appointment for my first OB appointment to be 8 weeks along, but I ended up calling them and asking if we could move it up a week because I just didn't want to wait any longer. So pushed it up a whole week. I was literally 7 weeks to the day when I had that appointment, and we did the ultrasound and we didn't get to hear the heartbeat, but we saw the little flicker on the screen, like super clear, super easy to recognize. And that was it. And my doctor was like, everything looks perfect. Like, the baby is growing exactly as it should be. We want to see that at this point in the pregnancy, the heartbeat is at least 110 beats per minute. And our baby's was, I think it was 123 or 124. So he was like, it's right where it needs to be. Like, we're all good to go. So yeah, I cried a lot in that appointment just out of like sheer joy and like cannot believe that we're gonna have a second one. But even still after that appointment, I didn't really let it sink in. We went the next 2 weeks. So you guys, I have to tell you, if you live in the Phoenix area and you're looking for an OBGYN, Dr. Royce is the best doctor on the planet. He works out of Scottsdale, Old Town Scottsdale, if you're familiar with the area, and he's seriously just the best. Like, he knew that I was struggling emotionally from the previous miscarriage, so we went in at 7 weeks, and he, at the end of the appointment, he said, well, do you want to wait 4 weeks to come back? Do you want to come back in 2 weeks just to check on everything? And I was like, yes, please, I'd like to come back in 2 weeks. So he offered that up, and I just think that that's so, I don't know, so nice and thoughtful, and most doctors I know don't do that. So yeah, that leads us to today. So we went to our second ultrasound this morning at 8:30. My husband and I both went together. It was a super quick appointment. We just went in there to do a quick ultrasound, make sure everything was still checking out, and it is. And now the baby's heartbeat is at 160 beats per minute. It's measuring like 2.2 centimeters right now, and everything is looking really good. So I think our doctor said at this point there's a really, really, really low chance of us miscarrying. So I think, I mean, fingers crossed, I'm still trying not to get my hopes up like all the way, but I think we're gonna be able to go all the way with this one, and I'm just so excited. Let me think, what else? Oh my gosh, so exciting. Okay, so we are doing the like early test for gender. It's called the Harmony test. It's also to look for things like any genetic abnormalities, so like Down syndrome and some other things. So we're doing that next week. I'm going in to take the blood test next Friday, and then they said that the results can come back between 5 to 10 days. I think days, so not even just business days, but 5 to 10 days. So I am so excited. We're already gonna know at 10 weeks the gender of our baby. Oh my God, I just like cannot believe that this is all happening. I'm so excited. Right after that, so a week from next Friday, So 2.5 weeks from now, my husband and I are going to LA just for 2 nights for our anniversary. Our anniversary was back on November 12th. So we're going to LA for 2 nights, and we are hoping that we get the results back before we go on the trip, because the last time when we had Charlotte and we did the gender reveal, it was a surprise to us. My mom knew the gender and then she surprised us with what it was. But this time around, we just want to get an envelope, take it with us to a nice quiet dinner, just the 2 of us, have us find out the gender, and then we actually haven't even told our families yet that we're pregnant. I really wanted to keep it a secret just in case anything scary happened again this time. So we haven't told our parents. We're gonna be 13 weeks along on December 25th, on Christmas. So I thought it would be really fun for us to find out the gender and then to surprise all of our parents with not only the fact that we're pregnant, but also the gender of the baby on Christmas. So like as their Christmas present. So I'm really excited for that. I will probably wait to tell all of you guys the gender until we've told our families the gender as well. But I just am so excited. I have a really, really strong feeling that it's a boy, which is crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a boy. I'm obviously a girl mom, and I am very much a girl mom, and I'm like kind of terrified for it to be a boy, but also really excited. But from like the moment that I found out that I was pregnant, I just immediately was like, I think it's a boy. The pregnancies have been so different, and my cravings have been different. I haven't actually really craved anything this time around, and with Charlotte, I craved like all the candy all the time. I had already gained 5 pounds by this point in my pregnancy with Charlotte, and this time I haven't gained any weight yet. So I don't know, I just like have a feeling that it's a boy, so we'll see. I'm very, very excited to find out. I think that's pretty much it for now. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this journey with me. And honestly, thank you all so much for so much love and support from all of my past videos, my miscarriage. I have just been blown away by this whole YouTube community. I was not expecting so many people to just be so kind and loving and supportive, and I honestly like cannot thank all of you guys enough for just being the way that you are. It's meant so much, and it's honestly helped me get through all of the crazy emotions of a miscarriage. I think moving forward, I'm gonna be able to start doing more videos again, more consistently. I'm feeling a little bit better, a little less nauseous, so we shouldn't have, you know, a big long month break between my videos again. So I think we're on the right track. We are ready to have baby number 2. We're not ready to have baby number 2. We're not. I'm actually terrified. I've been so preoccupied with worrying about the pregnancy even working out that I haven't given myself the opportunity to think about having 2 children, and it's terrifying. So I'll update you on how I'm feeling about that once I've let that sink in and I've digested it a little bit more. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna be doing some more updates as I move along in my pregnancy, and I'm so excited for you guys to join me along the way as well. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed watching today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, cause you glue all the pieces back together.